With the regular season officially over, the San Francisco 49ers have their opponents home and away locked in for next season. So let's take a look at who the San Francisco 49ers are going to be playing in the 2024-25 NFL year. So as we take a look, according to Nick Wagner, he put this out last night. These are the official opponents. These are the home and these are the away. Let's go through all of them. With the home opponents, we of course are going to play our division at home: Arizona, Rams, Seattle. Those guys are, of course, going to come through Levi's Stadium. But the 49ers will also face the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, New York Jets, New England Patriots, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Dallas Cowboys. So, unfortunately, there actually was an opportunity for the San Francisco 49ers to play the Philadelphia Eagles at home, but the Eagles fumbled it. They didn't want the smoke, apparently. They didn't want to come to Levi's. They just make the 49ers go to Philly. The Dallas Cowboys, it was basically the winner of the NFC East was going to travel to San Francisco. And so, of course, the Dallas Cowboys win the East. They get slotted in. I was really hoping for the Eagles. I really wanted to play the Eagles at Levi's Stadium. I was very much so looking forward to that. But as we know, ever since the San Francisco 49ers demolished the Eagles are 1-5 since then, after being 10-1 before the game against the 49ers. So apparently the Eagles didn't want it. That's fine. I get it. We kind of exposed them there a little bit. So I totally understand. But when we look at these matchups, Kansas City, obviously, Patrick Mahomes coming to town is going to be a big draw. Uh, Last time he was there, he made things very difficult for us. I remember being at that game where Jimmy Garoppolo had happened to start, and the 49ers definitely got blown out of that one. So we'll be looking for something different to come around. It'll be interesting to see if Aaron Rodgers returns with the New York Jets. Obviously, the Detroit Lions could be a potential playoff matchup. The 49, rematch, I should say. The 49ers have the potential to play the Lions in the playoffs, so we'll see. And the Chicago Bears, what are they going to look like? Is it going to be Justin Fields? Are they going to take a Drake May? Are they going to take a Caleb Williams? It is going to be fascinating to see because I believe they have two top 5 picks and one of them being number 1 overall, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll be interesting to see what we get out of those guys. Now, this is where you, as 49er fans, get to start planning out your away trips where you want to go. Of course, in division, we will travel to Arizona, LA, and Seattle. But there are some key games that could be a lot of fun to travel to and will be some big time matchups. The Green Bay Packers, obviously, we've seen the ascension of Jordan Love this year in his first full season as a starter. They have a very young wide receiver core that is up and coming, and they just made the playoffs. So maybe next year they take another step forward. So the 49ers will be traveling to Green Bay, and that is a big time destination right there. Interesting that the 49ers will be going back to Minnesota in back to back seasons to face the Vikings. So obviously, that primetime matchup this year didn't go as planned for the Niners, and they'll be looking for a little bit of redemption. But the 49ers will make 2 trips to Florida as well, one to play the Miami Dolphins, one to play the Tampa Bay Bucks. And so that is also kind of a destination. I would probably say if I had to pick between which one of those I would want to go to, I'd probably pick the Dolphins just because we understand that those will probably be 2 of the best teams in the NFL next year. So that would be a fun one to go to. But this one is a very interesting one. The Buffalo Bills away. Obviously, that's across country if you are on the West Coast. But that feels like, Bills Mafia, 49er faithful coming together. That might be a game to go to just because it's 2 of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. And we know the 49ers are the best traveling team right now. And I don't really think it's up for debate. However, you would Also, credit Buffalo Bills fans as being teams that travel really well. If you just look at the game last night where they clinched a playoff spot in Miami, tons of Bills fans in attendance. So that game would be a fun one because you probably have it split down the middle 50-50 Bills, 49ers. We know 49ers travel well, tons of 49er fans on the East Coast. And that would probably be a potential Super Bowl preview. I mean, there's a couple potential Super Bowl previews in this game with the AFC. Obviously, Kansas City Chiefs are at the top of the list, the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, right there based on where we stand currently, day one after the season has ended. So, what do you guys think about this schedule? Do you think it's difficult? Do you think it's mid? Do you think it's easy? Do you think that the 49ers will be able to manage themselves really well? And I think when you look at the travel, obviously they need to go to Green Bay, Minnesota. All they need to go to the East Coast three times with the Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Miami stack, and the Midwest twice. So I don't know what the overall travel is going to look like for this particular year, but we'll see. The 49ers are typically at the top of the list in most miles traveled just based on their current location. So we'll see if that's the case when all those numbers come out. But what do you think of this opponents list, the schedule that the 49ers face in front of them? Dare I ask for a way, way too early record prediction? Hey, drop it in the chat if you're feeling a little spicy and you want to throw out a way, 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 way too early record prediction. Go for it in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this schedule. Is this a manageable one? This does feel like the San Francisco 49ers, who will continue to improve next season. Brock Purdy will be heading into a second full season as a starter. Returning Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk will be under contract, presumably as he's entering his fifth-year deal next season, potentially contract extension. We'll find out. George Kittle will be here. So I would imagine a lot of the same pieces will remain. Fred Warner, Charvarius Ward. You get Talanoa Hufanga back. Jair Brown maybe elevated into the starting role if Tashawn Gibson decides to hang it up after this season, or if he comes back. There's going to be a lot of guys, Bosa, Eric Armstead, Hargrave, all these. So there's a lot of opportunities for these guys to return next season. So you can kind of take a look and be like, well, we kind of know what the roster is going to look like. Maybe we can project out what that's going to be. But again, really early. But if you feel like you are confident about this 49ers team and what they're going to look like next year, drop those way too early score predictions, or not score predictions, but season predictions in the comments. I want to see what you guys got. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.